It's time now for an in-depth look at the markets on this Monday, and for that I'm joined on the line by Dr. Hwang Seiwoon, Research Fellow at the Korea Capital Market Institute. Dr. Hwang, thanks for coming on today.
Thanks for having me here today.
Well, U.S. jobs numbers for June were looking quite good, and that seems to have put a major damper on expectations for an interest rate cut from the Fed. Wall Street was down, though, on Friday. What's the story today?
In Wall Street, stocks fell from all-time highs on Friday after the release of stronger jobs data dampened hope for easier Federal Reserve monetary policy. The Dow Jones Industrial Average pulled back 0.16%, snapping a four-day winning streak. The S&P 500 slipped 0.2% and ended a five-day winning streak. The jobs number was solid in the U.S., and investors' concerns will be shifting very quickly to what the number means in the context of what we are pricing in for the Fed in July. Asian shares slipped on Monday as investors wagered on a less aggressive policy easing in the United States. Global equities have generally been bolstered by expectations that central banks will keep interest rates at or near record lows to boost economic growth. However, those expectations were tempered by a U.S. labor report. Japan's Nikkei faltered 0.98%, while South Korea's KOSPI lost 2.2%.
Yeah, big drop there on the KOSPI. Now, there are reports in the Japanese media that the government of Japan is going to impose yet more restrictions on exports to Korea, this time on certain machine tools, carbon fiber, and other products. What do you see happening here?
Some of the domestic IT companies are likely to have tangible trouble in production activities. Samsung Electronics and other chip makers are experiencing trouble finding alternative suppliers for the materials, and there could be only a few days' worth of supply remaining in stock. Japan accounts for 70 to 90% of the production of the materials being targeted. Samsung Electronics Vice Chairman Lee Jae-yong traveled to Japan on Sunday apparently to meet with local business leaders and discuss Seoul's response to Tokyo's retaliatory limits on exports of high-tech materials. This shows that Japan's export restrictions are a real threat. The uncertainty over external economic condition is widening as the additional Japanese export curves are quite likely to be introduced.
Well, coming up this week, we have a few things such as the minutes from the June Fed meeting, a major report from the Korean government on the economy. What should we be watching there and elsewhere?
Here are some key events coming up this week. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell testifies before Congress on monetary policy and the state of the United States economy on Wednesday and Thursday. A key measure of U.S. inflation, the Core Consumer Price Index, will be released this week. The index is expected to increase 0.2% in June from the prior month, while the broader CPI is forecast to remain unchanged from May. In Korea, the Ministry of Strategy and Finance will release the Green Book on Friday. The Green Book is a report on domestic economic trend issued every month by the ministry. The government has been diagnosing the economy being sluggish for 3 consecutive months in Green Book from April to June. The Statistics Korea will release June's jobs data on Wednesday. The government raised the target number of employed workers from 150,000 to 200,000, and investors are quite interested in the feasibility of the target.
Yeah, we'll be watching that indeed. All right, Dr. Hwang, that's where we'll have to leave it today. Thanks so much for coming on. We appreciate your insights.
Thank you very much.